Welcome students to the next chapter of history, chapter 3, kinship, caste and class. In this chapter, we will discuss about the early histories or early societies, a proper study of the society of India that was prevalent in 600 BCE, between 600 BC and 600 CE. Let's see the chapter's name, that is kinship, caste and class. What is the meaning of kinship? Kinship means kul, means Vanshabali. Caste means jati. And a class means of course section or darja. So from this chapter we will discuss about various kul that ruled over this continent. Vansh, they ruled over this continent. And also the caste and class prevalent in this area. And in the previous class, we traces several changes of societies. We traces several changes in political, economical and social life between 600 BCE and 600 CE. And so many social changes influence the society also. And many changes also happen in societies, like the agriculture production extended into the forest. So the life of the forest dwellers that also transformed. Many people like artisans and craft people, they emerged as the distinct group in the society. Unequal distribution of wealth that deepen the distances or differences in the society. The historians, they used textual tradition to understand these changes and processes. Some books describe about the social notions as well as ideas about behavior. Some describe or comment on a wide range of social disparities, practices and situations. Dear students, we are going to focus on Mahabharata in this chapter, a colossal epic of Indian history. Not only the great epic of India, it is a great epic of the world, Mahabharata. And we will look into this topic, means this Mahabharata. We will study about, through the Mahabharata only, we are going to study about the early societies and different activities as well as different rules and regulations prevalent in early India. And this Mahabharata describe about the social disparities and categories, situations, practices, each and everything they will describe in the Mahabharata, and we are able to understand from this. Under the leadership of the noted Sanskritist V.S. Suktankar in 1919, critical edition of Mahabharata, Suktankar, V.S. Suktankar, 1919, he and his team started a dream project, which is they're able to understand and compare the various editions or variations of variation from various languages, because you all know that this Mahabharata that was described, that was written in various script as well as in languages. So they studied the various script like Pali, Prakrit, language like Tamil and etc. They accumulate the verses as well as they compare the verses, and this is not an easy task, because Mahabharata contains 1 lakh verses. Verses means slokas. 1 lakh verses, and they have to translate the meaning of these verses from various languages. It's not an easy task, and also contain 13,000 pages. 13,000 pages. They compare various editions, various versions, we can say, from North and Nepal. Kashmir and Nepal in the north, as well as Kanyakumari, Kerala in the south. They collected various editions or various versions and they compiled and they have taken the common verses, then they published, and they added many things also, like exceptions are added. Many places, in many places, many versions are some other things also added. That also they thought that this is genuine. That things also they have taken and added. They documented, as footnotes, appendices, elaboration they have given. More than half of 13,000 pages they added as the variations. They devoted for the variations. This more than half of the 13,000 pages. They devoted for the variations. That also to be added. Because from this only we are able to understand the early history, the rules and regulations, the families' tie-ups, the relation between the families. Right? And earlier, the original book that was in Sanskrit, by and for the Brahmanas, is written by or for the Brahmanas only. And these Suktandar under his team, they took 47 years to compile all these things. 47 years, not only 1 or 2 years, 47 years to 47 years took to complete all these collection of variations and comparing these verses. 1 lakh verses, slokas are there, and translate the meaning of this, and comparing these slokas with the other versions, other language. It was a Herculean task. But from this, if you are studying, a person wanted to study the Indian history, should read or understand the Mahabharata, 100% he is able to understand the system prevalent in India earlier. Mahabharata is a colossal epic, as I told you. It's a central theme about two sets of warrior cousins. And this Mahabharata explained the many rules and practices. Also depict about the relation of families, blood relation as well as distant relation. Right? And in the last class only we discussed about Mahajanapadas. In that we told that one of the most important Mahajanapada was Kuru. So this Mahabharata is also regarding depict about this Kuru Vamsh, Kuru kinship के बारे में, वंश के बारे में, उसका family के बारे में. And there are two famous kings like Pandu and Dhritarashtra. Kuru वंश का जो राजा था पांडु, at the young age only उसका demise हो गया, means sad demise. And both Pandu as well as Dhritarashtra, they having their own kids. And Kuru means सबका पांडु, Dhritarashtra को बच्चों को कौरवा कहते हैं, पांडवास and कौरवास. And Kurus आपको 101 बच्चे हैं, 101. 100 बेटा और एक बेटी. बेटी का नाम दुश्शला है, बेटा तो याद नहीं रख सकता. Elder one is Duryodhana, then next one is Dushasana, then Vikarna, number of names. It is not possible to remember all the names. Right? So one is girl, that is why her name is also always remember Dushala. And Pandavas 5, as you all know that, ki Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul and Sahadev, these bunch. So from this only we are able to understand that time family members also different, different family having different members. One is having 101, another is having 5, like that varied in number. And relation also we can understand. See, Pandu was the king. At the young age, tender age only, young age, मतलब उनको बच्चा पैदा हो उसके बाद उसका डिमाइस हो गया, डेथ हो गया. He was the king. Why he was the king? Because ये भी समझ में आना चाहिए, बड़ा तो धृतराष्ट्र है, लेकिन उसको राजा का अधिकार नहीं मिला. Why? He was blind. That is why Pandu got the chance to become a king. But पांडु का डिमाइस हो गया. इनका अगला चांस किसको है? अगर उसका बच्चा अगर ये मिले तो उनको मिलेगा. From this Pandavas only, from this Mahabharata only, we are able to understand the system of Patilini and Martellini. What is Patilini? The traces of descent of from father to son, son to grandson, so on. मतलब पापा का प्रॉपर्टी, जो वेल्थ है, कुछ भी हो, इवन आपका थ्रोन मींस सिंहासन, सब कुछ पापा से बेटे को मिलेगा. That is known as Patilini. पापा से जो मिल पाएगा, रिसोर्स सब कुछ, Patilini. जो मम्मी से जो मिलता है उसको बोलेंगे मार्टेलिनी. traces of descent of that mother side is known as Martellini. So these two things you have to note it down. 1 mark में आएगा Martellini and Martellini. पापा से resources मिलता है उसको Martellini, मम्मी से मिलता है तो क्या बोलेंगे? Martellini बोलेंगे. So this is they follow Martellini system. And a problem क्या है? And the main theme was the war between these two groups, two brothers, two section of two groups of brothers. एक ही family का है, कुरु वंश का है. लेकिन दो मतलब ब्रदर्स है, ब्रदर्स का आपस का लड़ाई. हमें बहुत कुछ चीज मिलता है इसमें से, बहुत सारे चीजें. एंड जो आपका आइडिया पार्टलिनी एंड मार्टलिनी इसमें से मिल जाते हैं. और कॉज ऑफ वॉर मैंने बोल दिया कि इस पांडु वाज द किंग और उसका डेथ हो गया, उसका बच्चे एजुकेशन पूरा नहीं हुआ था. एंड धृतराष्ट्र का बच्चे भी, उनका भी एजुकेशन पूरा नहीं हुआ था. बट पापा पांडु का डेथ के बाद बच्चे मैच्योर नहीं, दैट इज वाई the nearest blood relation उनको राजा का पुत्र मिल गया धृतराष्ट्र, though he was the blind, then also he got a chance to become a king. अब प्रॉब्लम क्या है, जब ये दोनों बच्चे बड़े हो गया, वॉरियर लाइक बच्चे होंगे, मींस बड़े आदमी हो गया, तो the question arose. They fought against each other for the feud. Feud means land. And also उत्तराधिकारी, कौन हस्तिनापुर का उत्तराधिकारी बनेगा? हस्तिनापुर was the capital of this Kuru वंश. हस्तिनापुर का उत्तराधिकारी कौन बनेगा? पांडु का बच्चे ने बोला हम बनेंगे, बिकॉज पार्टलिनी, अकॉर्डिंग टू पार्टलिनी वी आर द रियल क्या बोलेंगे पीपल. हमारा पापा राजा था, पापा का डेथ हो गया, तभी तो बड़े पापा अधिकार में आ गया, तो मेरा पापा अधिकार में था तो मुझे तो मिलना चाहिए. Whereas धृतराष्ट्र का बच्चा, and he is also having ego, on बच्चे का अपना क्या बोलेंगे पुत्र मोह, you can say. हर एक पेरेंट्स को पुत्र मोह होता है, इसको भी पुत्र मोह में अंधा हो गया. वैसे तो अंधा था और अंधा हो गया पुत्र मोह में. उनका बड़ा बेटा दुर्योधन इतना अच्छा इंसान नहीं था, कैरेक्टर थोड़ा सा पिक्चर में आपका क्या बोलेंगे महाभारत में थोड़ा सा बैड कैरेक्टर है, बैड पर्सन. तो हम अच्छा यह बोलते हैं, अलग बात है वो हम पढ़ेंगे. सो ये दुर्योधन he also wanted to rule the country. He was not ready to give up the पोजिशन, बिकॉज वो बोलता है कि तुम्हारा पांडु, तुम्हारा पापा रूल किया है, लेकिन वो दत्त हो गया, अब प्रसन्न किंग मेरा पापा है, सो पार्टलिनी के अकॉर्डिंग मुझे चाहिए. सो दोनों पार्टलिनी में क्या कर दिया, जो दे स्टार्टेड टू फाइट ईच अदर. अंडरस्टूड? आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड. सो दिस इज अ थिंग. यहां से इनका कहानी शुरू हो जाएंगे, लेकिन महाभारत से हमारे को रूल्स रेगुलेशन के बारे में, रिलेशन के बारे में, एंड ये सब कुछ हमें पता चलता है. सोसाइटी के बारे में, क्लास के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, डिफरेंट क्लासेस एंड सेक्शंस ये भी पढ़ेंगे. सो इस सूक्तंकार एक क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस कर दिया, एक हरकुलिन टास्क लेकर के उन्होंने कंपाइल कर दिया 47 इयर्स में डिफरेंट वर्जन्स. कॉमन जहां जहां कॉमन है, मतलब जो आपका मैंने बोल दिया आपको, कन्याकुमारी और नेपाल, सॉरी काश्मीर और नेपाल नॉर्थ से लेकर के तमिलनाडु और केरला साउथ तक डिफरेंट नंबर ऑफ वर्जन्स they have taken, collected, compiled. कॉमन जो थिंग्स है जो ले लिया है, लेकर के उसने बनाया गया है. उसमें से we are able to understand the history of the early India and their sections, their classes, their jatis, their kul, etc. आगे हम पढ़ेंगे. तब तक के लिए थैंक यू.